Hello, and welcome to another lesson in Algebra 1. Today we'll be beginning with adding polynomials. This should be enough practice and instruction so that you can do your first assignment. Let's get started. So I always like to kind of make an analogy between mathematics and kind of what you already know. So you all have groups of friends, and when you get to know a new person, you like to make a decision on whether or not you want to like hang out with them. And usually you make that decision based on whether or not you have similar interests, you like the same music, you go to the same school, you have the same class, things like that. Well, polynomials kind of act the same way. They like to be grouped together with things, with other polynomials that have like the same variable or the same degree. Well, what does that look like in the math problems that we're going to be doing today? Well, let's take this first example. 15m to the third plus 6m squared plus 9 minus 2m to the third. Now I know that there's some parentheses right here. That's okay. We're going to just kind of group together things that kind of go together. So I always like to start with the first. First of all, I have m's. This one doesn't have an m. And I have a couple of m's that are m to the third. See? Right there. M to the second. M to the third. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and group them together based on their degree. So I like to start off with the first highest degree, which is m to the third. So here we go. So let's group together 15m to the third and 2m to the third. So now that we've kind of grouped those together, I like to just cross these out and say, okay, group those together. The next one would be, well, going in descending order, 3. The next number would be 2, or the second degree. So we'll go with 6m to the second. Now, do you see any more m to the seconds? I don't either. I do see a 9. Now, a lot of students are like, well, is it a negative 9 or a plus 9? In front of this 9, there doesn't seem to be any sign. I mean, there's a plus symbol out there, but this 9 looks like a positive 9. Positive 9. So I'm just going to put that plus there. All right, so now we're going to kind of do a little bit of integer work. 15, take away 2, what would that be? You're right, 13m to the third. Since there's nothing to really group with this m squared, we're going to just kind of leave that plus 6m squared. And there's nothing really to group with this 9, so just that 9. And I have successfully added polynomials. Not too bad, right? Let's go on to the next one. So now I'm dealing with some x squareds. Again, I like to start with letters first, or variables, as I have some x's here. I don't see any other x's. I have an x squared. I'm going to start with the highest degree. Let's start with bringing this 3x squared down, and that negative 7x squared down there. All right, do you see any x's anywhere? Just plain old x's, like is there an x that I'm not looking at? All right. So I guess we're just going to be dealing with numbers. So put that positive 5 over here and that positive 12 down here. Okay, now we're going to be doing, again, some integer work. So there's 3x squareds and negative 7x squareds. Now, if you don't know integers, here's a real easy way to kind of go through this. I have 3 positives. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negatives, right? Well, a positive and negative, they zero out because 1 take away 1 is 0. So that's going to zero out, and that's going to zero out. How many negatives do I have left over after these guys pair up and make 0 pairs? 4 negative x squared. Good. Here I'm just dealing with positives, so I mean you could, if you want to make 5 positives and 12 positives and count that up, you can. It won't cancel out, but 5 and 12 make, you got it, 17. So there's another one. Not too bad. Let's do, let's get going. Ooh, there's some interesting, there's two variables and a y in there. Oh, what are we going to do? All right, let's try this one out. So I have x squared y, I have a y there, x squared y, and a 9 here. Ooh, I have two x squareds. I have an x squared y and x squared y term. I'm going to group these two guys together. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. That y, he doesn't really have a partner. Do you see any y's anymore? We kind of got rid of that guy. We kind of got rid of this guy. That one's grouped together. Now I got to deal with this 9. He doesn't have anybody next to him to group together. So again, here we have, if you're still having issues with integers, we can do this again. Two positives and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, these zero out, 0 out. How many negatives do we have left over? You're right, 5 negative x squared is y. And there's nothing to group here, so that just becomes 12y, and there's nothing to group here. That just becomes plus 9. Again, another one down. Let's try another one. So I have some a's. All right, again, I'm going to start with the highest degree. So let's group these together. 2a squared, negative a squared. So those are done. 3a. Okay. Now, a lot of students say, well, what do I do? Does that mean the a squares go away? No. I have two positives and one negative. Those 0 out. How many a squareds do I have left over? 1a squared. Good. Nothing to group here, so just plus 3. And you can also write it as, a squared plus 3a, either one. Either one is fine. The one could be there, the one cannot. It's totally fine. Try another one. Oh, some y's are thrown into the mix. So again, let's group them by variable and by degree. So they're all to the 8th power. I got some x's here, got some y's there. So let's start with alphabetical order. Let's start with the x's first. 2x to the 8th. So that's interesting. Let's try that again. Sorry about that. And let's bring down negative x. Okay, we're done with that. Let's group these y's together. The spacing is what I mean. I just kind of wanted the spacing there, just so you can really see how different they are. Anyways, 2x to the 8th. Again, if you want to use integers, you can, but how many x's to the 8th will I have left over once I cancel this out? You're right, x to the 8th. Okay, 7y to the 8th minus y to the 8th. Again, you can write this out if you want. But hopefully by this time you're catching on. Did I make that right? Yes. So how many would I have left over? You're right, 6y to the 8th. Again, you could put that 1 there, or you can choose not. It's fine either way. You can try this next one on your own. Let me know, why don't you go ahead and pause and try this one. See if you can come to the correct solution. All right, hopefully you paused because I'm going to go through this. So again, I'm going to group my x squareds together. All right. Again, you don't have to cross these out. I just find it useful so that I don't put things down twice. Believe it or not, I used to make a lot of those mistakes. My math teacher used to harp on me for that because I always made really simple errors like not setting it up and not taking that time. Learn from my mistakes. All right, so how many x squareds would that be? 3x squareds. How many x's would be left over? 2 x's and then plus 1. Yay! All right, why don't we try another one? Again, why don't you try this one and see what you get? I know it's got two variables, but pause right here. You can do this. You got this. Try it out. All right, again, hopefully you tried that out. You paused and you figured it out. Let's see. Let's put these A, B's together. All right. I have an A here and a B there. They're going to kind of be separated. Again, I like to put it in alphabetical order, hence the A, B. So a lot of students are like, well, they're going to cancel out. You're right, they are, because that's two negatives and two positives, 0 out. And 0AB, by the way, is just, 0 times A, 0. Times B, 0. So really, this doesn't even need to be here since 0 is nothing, essentially. Again, there's one A, one B. Now, a lot of students are like, wait, would I keep my answer like this? Remember, this is going to end up being nothing, so, oh, you don't need to have that. That is your answer. And again, you don't have to write it with the plus symbol. Yeah. How about you try this one? All these lovely B's. Pause right here, try it out. All right, hopefully you paused. I'm really hoping you guys are pausing. So let's group these together. I got, a couple of B to the fifths. Actually, I got 3 of them. I'm going to group all those guys together. 4B to the fifth, 3B to the fifth, negative 7B. So hopefully I got all those guys out of the way. Now I'm going to deal with these just B's. 8B, 6B, and just a B. All right, so a little bit of integer work. That's, again, 7 negatives and 4 positives. Whoa. Still getting used to this pen. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, can't forget those 3 positives. Well, what do you know? They all cancel out. Yeah, that makes 7. Take away 7. Oh, that cancels out to be. So this is going to cancel out. Let's deal with this right here. Oh, let's deal with this. 8 plus 6 plus 1. Calculate that out. Should get 15B. Again, this is just going to be 0. 0 times anything is just 0. So that's our answer. In the next lesson, you're going to be going over subtracting polynomials. So hopefully you've gotten enough practice. Please see your math teacher if you need any more additional support. And happy math problem solving.